Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a brand new cigar from Arandoza Cigars. This is the red label, and this is the Toro 6x52. Very decorative gold foil band, and there it says red at the very foot. Now this is all Nicaraguan except for the wrapper. The binder and filler are Nicaraguan, the wrapper is San Andreas Mexican. This is from Robert Arango and the folks at Arandoza Cigars. Now this is made in the La Zona factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. It's their most full-bodied cigar using a triple Ligero in the filler. So very powerful sounding cigar. Very dark, very well made. Of course, in the La Zona factory, that's not a problem. There is your density shot. And the only thing left to do now is to sample it. These will be debuted at this year's IPCPR in Las Vegas, so we're getting a sneak peek at the Arandoza Red Label Toro. Well, we've got this little band at the foot we need to remove. As I make my way around and find it, let's see if it'll come off here easily enough. Usually they do. I'd like to save it for later. And there we see the word red for red label. As I always say, we'll see it later. All right. I want to get just the perfect cut. That might do it. Oh yeah. Very good draw. Just the slightest bit of firmness, just a touch. Arandoza Red Label. And as most of you are familiar, I've reviewed in the past the white label, the blue label. They're all fine cigars from Arandoza. Let's see how this red label is. And now they have a red, white, and blue. How about that? Well, the first flavors are a very strong coffee. Pepper at about an 8.5. It's really full of black pepper. A nice, sweet, dare I say citrus, but there's some graham cracker sweetness to go along with it, believe it or not. It's sort of a very sweet grapefruit citrus, I'll call it, and graham crackers, little coating. So that's how we start. Yep. So I'm going to let it settle down for a minute and let's see how we go from here with Arandoza Red Label Toro. About 3/4 of an inch in. Definitely showing some full-bodiedness already. I would call it full-bodied right now. It's very high medium to full-bodied. So I would call it full-bodied. You can actually start to feel the Ligero at this point. Now, flavor-wise, you've got that sweet grapefruit citrus, but there's a lot of nutmeg flavor moving in. Also, possibly some other changes, but the nutmeg is the big one at this point. And that graham cracker is still there, but it's subtle. I can detect it, but it's third after the citrus and nutmeg. Nutmeg's quite heavy. It's a noticeable flavor. The finish has some citrus aspects of cream. It's a very sweet cream with a touch of citrus on it. It just gives it a little more sweetness. Not as much lingering black pepper as you would expect to have so much on the front end, but that's where we are at about 3/4 of an inch, so we've made a pretty significant change already. Well, I'm about 30 minutes in. Had a little malfunction with the stopwatch, so I'm keeping it separately off screen, but it is about 30 minutes in. So let's just look at that perfect burn. Just almost a laser beam line around the cigar. The sweet grapefruit citrus is still quite prominent. The nutmeg is there. And now instead of the graham cracker notes, we've got a more, what I would call, in line with a consistency of cocoa. There are light cocoa notes at the base. The coffee notes are still there. They're not as strong as they started in the cigar, but they are definitely there. Coffee is the bottom base. Black pepper is still good. It might have ticked down a notch too, but it started so powerful. If it would have maintained that, it would have been amazing. But it has ticked down just a hair. A little more lingering black pepper on the finish, and the finish is just like we said before. It's unchanged. Still full-bodied. It's not an overpowering full body, but you can feel the Ligero. You can tell it's there. So that's where we are. Let's see. We started at 6 inches. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're about 2 inches in. Well, I'm about 50 minutes in, right at the band, and a lot of flavor changes here. You still got your sweet grapefruit citrus. You've got earthy tones and a lot of coffee. Now the nutmeg has slipped away and the cocoa notes have slipped away. So I'm not sure if they'll be back, but they were really appreciated when they were around. In their place, you've got a lot of earthy tones. The finish is still about like it was. Some of the sweet citrus is gone, but you still got a nice sweet cream left and some nice lingering black pepper. So we've got a big change there, and this is well, you're pretty much at the midpoint here. So let me remove the band, but that's where we are, at the midpoint. Well, I'm about 76 minutes or so in. As you can see, I only have 1.5 inches or so to go, but the flavor notes are about like it was in the last segment. But now I'm getting some charred oak, a lot of charred oak notes. The grapefruit citrus is still the main lead flavor, and it's very nice and sweet. A little earthiness and a lot of coffee. And those are your main flavors now, and they probably won't change. Very full-bodied. You can really feel the Ligero. I can feel it inside. The finish is about like it was before. A little citrus tone to some sweet cream. And nice lingering black pepper. So that's where we are. I'll be back here shortly to wrap it up. Well, I'm just shy of 1.5 hours, about 88 minutes in right here. And your flavor notes are about like we were in the last segment. Didn't expect it to really change. The full-bodied effect is still there. Lots of Ligero there, triple Ligero, so you got plenty of Ligero there for you power lovers. It's a smooth cigar, though. You don't have the bitterness. It's just full-bodied. Coffee notes are still very strong. Grapefruit citrus is very nice and sweet. Subtle wood notes. That's about it. That's your flavors. And this is, in my opinion, by far the best Arandoza cigar I've ever had. The white and the blue are good cigars, but this red label is really nice. These will be out shortly after the IPCPR, so look for them on shelves that stock Arandoza cigars then. And I suggest you full-bodied guys snatch them up because they're good. For me, it rates out as a 92. Really good cigar, really nice and full-bodied. I love the sweet grapefruit citrus. Up to the first half, you had cocoa, you had graham cracker, you had lots of things that, in my opinion, were fantastic. Now, they went away. I don't know why, but they did. But it didn't do the cigar in. It did change it at that point to be one of heavy coffee and heavy the grapefruit citrus. And then you had the subtle wood notes. So that's just how cigars go. It changed and didn't change it very negatively, although I would have liked for those other sweeter notes to hang around. They didn't, so what? Look for these on shelves. 92, great cigar. I tip of the hat to the Arandoza cigar folks. I've enjoyed it, and I suggest you try it.